This is a certified hood classic.
Another one.
All rise, order in the court. Happy Wednesday.
Yeah. Wild Wormin Wednesday all day today, Creed.
There they are, too. A couple of wild wormen right there.
Oh, well, you haven't seen the other one yet. So, yeah, we got these neighbor ladies who aren't just having problems, Creed. They are, I mean, there's accusations of fake door dashers. There's brawls. There's wild dogs, badass kids, everything. And Judge is going to have her hands full with this one. Lots of great testimony, a lot of great sound bites out of these. So everybody's going to have a lot of fun. And don't forget, we got Wild Wormin Wednesday coming up, and we got a chase as well at 4:05. Join us for that if you would, please.
Then 5:30 is for We Got a Case channel. So
yeah, this channel right here, it's got the logo up in the corner. That one.
Yeah, 5:30. 87% humidity today. Absolutely beautiful outside.
No. We have Ms. Knutson on Zoom, and let me get you both under oath. Ms. Chilson, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Knutson, you'd raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
How am I doing with pronouncing your last name?
You're spot on.
Knudsen. Okay, good.
Nailed
all right.
it.
This is all about a temporary order that was issued on behalf of Ms. Chilson, ex parte, of course, without Ms. Knudsen. And now we're here to talk about that. And I just want to make sure that everybody knows what's going on and has everything you need. So, Ms. Knudsen, how'd you know to be here today?
I was served by a deputy officer last Wednesday, probably around
okay.
He
all
came
right.
to my home.
And so what did you get? Did you get something called a petition?
Yeah, he gave me the packet that was sent from the court. Yeah, the petition, her copy of the letter she wrote, pictures, and then how to log into the Zoom and all that stuff.
Okay, so you got 3 pictures.
Everything.
Yeah, and a copy of a letter written by her roommate, and then the copy of her packet she filled out, and then the packet sent from the court. And then I also have a revised email from the revisal of the footage or the feet distance that was taken off of our next door neighbors.
Yeah, that wasn't sensible. So you may have more than the court has. I don't have a letter.
That's OG over there.
That. So you got all that. So first off, Ms. Knudsen, are you prepared to go forward today to defend this request?
Yeah. I would like to see it dismissed or either some revised.
Slow down. I'm just wanting to be sure you're ready, that you had a chance to look.
Randy, thank you. First $10 of the day. How sweet it is. I swear to tell the truth. Nothing but the truth.
You're not worried about hiring a lawyer. You don't have any witnesses or other statements or other information you want the court to consider that isn't here today.
I mean, I have neighbors and landlord and teacher statements from everybody in my neighborhood, but I wasn't sure how to present that today, being that I was there on Zoom and not physically in the courtroom. So
what I'm going to go on is what I've got from Ms. Chilson, and I'll hear from both of you verbally, and take it from there. But if you think, I can go forward today, and I'm happy to do that. You're both here, but these things happen fast for a reason. We issue an order, you weren't there. We don't want things to go on for a long time before you heard.
Sweet. Thank you. When do we got a case channel?
But so that's why things happen fast. But that also puts people sometimes at a disadvantage if they feel like there's something they need that would be persuasive, they think, for the court to consider in response to this. And that's why I always ask that if you're ready or not. If you're ready, we can go. If not, we can set this. We do this every Monday. So Ms. Knutson, what's your point of view on that?
I mean, I feel comfortable defending myself going forward. I have enough facts that I feel that, can get us through this.
Okay. Ms. Chilson, are you still asking for this order?
Honestly, I made a point not to press charges on her. I made a point. I'm happy
Right.
with
Are
the
you still
amendment.
asking for this
Yes.
order? Okay. And are you ready to
Is
go?
she wearing a fur coat?
Fine. Yes.
Not fine, but are you
Yes,
ready?
I am.
Okay.
I do keep switching so
I've got
fast.
Your petition. Did you file a letter with your petition that I'm not seeing here?
Just whatever's on there.
It's
A fur coat and tons of cleavage? Did she think she was going to get a guy judge? What are we? Why
And,
are we messed up?
and what's the hat situation's kind of odd too.
A massive bandana on her head? Interesting ensemble.
Julie, we're not only on just one channel. We've got our main channel, Credence and Mikey. We've got a
Facebook
channel. We got the Facebook. We got
Twitch.
Twitch. No Twitter, because we're not going to pay X for that.
They won't let us on there anymore.
Yeah, I'm looking at your exhibits and all I have is, there it is. Okay. I do have the letter, excuse me. Got the photos, 3 photos and a letter. All right. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is start with Ms. Chilson, hear from her, and then I'm going to jump over to Ms. Knutson and hear from her, and then I'll make a decision. I'm not jumping back and forth and people aren't interrupting each other. I mean, the lawyers that you probably saw earlier, I'm going to have to corral them a lot better at the next hearing. They keep popping off. That's not what I expect. So one person at a time. So Ms. Chilson.
It's Flusha. Good to see you. Yeah, the
Where you been, Flusha?
world's largest orange that burned down, but it's back open inside now because Adam Wu's done about 40 videos in the last 2 years about it.
Good call.
Yeah,
And I've had a chance to look.
great to see
at,
you, Flusha.
What your petition and the letter and the pictures, and those pictures are of you.
Yes.
When were they taken?
The day after.
What's that mean? What,
July 18th.
around July 18th. And
Good job,
somebody
Rosemary.
else took them?
No, I took them.
You took them. You did a selfie of your arms.
Mhm.
Is that what I'm looking at? Your arms?
Yes.
Arm selfies.
Just so we all know.
Yeah. Right.
Shoulder and arms.
Ooh, and shoulder.
Chest.
Do you think she went real high to make sure it looked real slimming,
Slimming bruises, maybe.
or did
The
she do
inside
it
of
from
an
down
elbow?
below?
Yes.
And then
Inside of it, if you take the right picture, you could make it look like something completely different.
Ew.
Remember, we've been fooled before a couple different times. With some
Won't get fooled again.
I think that's a song.
that's the back of the shoulder
Mhm.
Yes.
and back, kind of upper back of the shoulder.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Got that. And then open that again. Just trying to evaluate what we've got here so we all know. And then the letter that we have from,
I think that's the first dollar bill she ever got. Right there.
I think that's a $2 bill, y'all.
Oh, my lucky $2 bill.
Eric Bennett?
Yes.
Okay. And who's Eric Bennett?
He is my roommate. He is also my tenant.
Okay, so he lives
Roommate / tenant.
same house or is in
And yes.
okay, same physical building.
Yes.
All right. And how long you known him?
I have known him for 11 years.
Okay.
And sex between y'all?
Yeah. You ever get it in? Or?
All right. So you came to the court finally after an incident from July 17.
Mhm.
But there were incidents that go way back to this February of this year and
December.
December of last year.
Yes.
I got that straight. Okay. So you say that in December of 2023, Ms. Knutson came onto your property, threatened to burn it down,
Yeah, she
spit at you on that day.
no.
Spit?
She, there was something with a DoorDash driver. She assumed that there was something dealing going on, but it was just a DoorDash driver. We weren't aware of the what was happening with the DoorDash driver. She threw herself over my fence after her husband and the other neighbor came over banging on my door.
Wait, who's jumping over the fence? Her, the one over here, Samantha?
Her husband.
Oh,
maybe Samantha. Who knows? So we're getting to a claim. Good to see you. Of a DoorDash driver that may or may not have been real.
Because she thought it was some dealings.
Yes,
Right.
maybe the drugs or maybe other things.
Somebody jumped over the fence.
We showed them the receipt. We showed
It
them
was
the
2 foot
food,
fence.
and
I go crazy.
pretty much just threw it back at us.
That was December 2023.
Yes.
Okay.
And spitting.
And then she just started throwing my garbage cans around my yard, screaming at me. And then she threatened to burn my house down with me and my kids in it. I didn't choose to do anything about that because was just outlandishly weird.
Why wouldn't you do anything about
I
that?
don't remember the date. She came knocking, banging on my door, screaming about my dog who was sleeping in the back of my house at the time. Threatened me with a golf club and then threatened to kill my dog. The last time my roommate went out.
What did you say? I don't remember you saying that in your petition about threatening to kill your dog. What did she say? What did Ms. Knudsen say?
She said my dog came on her property and attacked her dog and bit her children, which he didn't. He was in my house.
Again, why do we not have police report?
Where's the law? I mean, she's talking about, all the flex and pictures from earlier.
Yeah.
Were bruising from an attack, supposedly from Samantha here. So why weren't charges? And there's no charges. No cops.
If a dog comes over and attacks another dog, that's a reason to call the cops. If the dog comes over and bites one of your children, I think that's a pretty good idea to call the cops.
Yes. Instead, we're over here talking about going to burn down somebody's house.
I thought it did say burn the house, correct?
She said, I will, to quote her, she said, I will burn down your house with you and your children inside. The roommate will be allowed to leave.
He was in the house. It was another dog. She just assumed it was mine. This last time,
So continue to tell me what she said. When you
she said your dog came over to my property, bit my children.
All of them.
And she
at once.
I hit you. Bring me your dog. I'm going to kill it. She was on my porch.
Was it a putter, 9-iron? What was it?
So on the way anyone would come to your house to deliver a package or visit?
Yes, she was on my porch.
All right. And then
Samantha just doesn't
on the December event.
Stone face,
They came over the fence.
Yeah, she rolled
so
herself.
Tell me about the fence. How big is it? What is it?
It's a chain link size fence. Just out of nowhere, she just threw herself, completely rolled herself.
See, so it was her, not the DoorDash driver. Hi, RLS.
She rolled herself over the fence. I think I could do that.
Yeah, you gotta watch the ball.
At first, I thought we were jumping. She's just rolling over the fence. Getting ahead of steam.
If you're not timing, it's a good way to get over things. Is roll. I've rolled over numerous things.
Women's, you name it, I've rolled over it.
Yes.
Over the fence, landed in my yard.
All right.
With a thud.
A drug deal, which I don't do that. And then she starts getting more and more frustrated.
That fur coat says differently, honey.
Much about the fight. We've never had problems before this, actually. I mean, we pretty 90% of the time we just don't really interact. I don't go to her house. She never comes to my house.
I was trying. I'm not sure. But there is a Q3 something books. And then there's names. I mean, it's not the back of a library, as I believe they say in the South. I don't know what this looks like to me.
At first, I thought maybe she was in a basement, but there's a lot of security measures being taken there. There's a lot of stuff on the walls. I'm trying to look at her shirt. I'm trying to figure out if she's at work or at home or what.
I'm definitely work.
Maybe construction business.
Well, Patricia, thank you for being around for
God bless you, Patricia. 5 months is beautiful. You should rejoin right now.
And you got the full length mirror. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
That's a mirror?
I
did not know that. I thought it was a gun cabinet.
No, definitely a mirror because we can see the red thing that has the $2 bill in it.
I see that.
And
now
dry erase board. Oh, more money up here too. Look at this. There's even more money that's up on the top of the mirror.
A lot of humble bragging.
And the Pepsi, born in the Carolinas, by the way, Pepsi calendar is actually correct. It's on the right month.
And then she just got angry, started throwing my garbage cans around, knocking them over, dumping stuff out, and then she left. I don't know. I heard after.
I think that's the best guess. It's like a break room at work. I think so.
That there was the incident with the DoorDash driver had the police called. I'm not sure of that one. I had no idea about that. I was very confused. She assumed it was somebody else and thought they were dropping
effing loads.
You don't know.
That's what she told me.
Okay. Well, that's what. All right.
Yeah.
So December 23rd, and then we come. After February, we come to July, which caused it to come to court.
Yes.
So talk about July 17th.
Okay, so the kids are just picking on each other. My kids all day that day were just completely not able to ride their bikes down the street because their kids were just, picking
So
on.
your kid, you have kids, and Miss
She
Newton
has
has
kids.
kids.
Do you think that the kids were rolling around throwing bottles? I know that's a thing. And they're in Washington, close to Canada. It's possible.
I thought maybe they were tying their sneakers together and throwing them over the power lines as a warning to the other ones. Like, hey, we run this block. My mom with the fur coat, she's running shit, bro.
That's right.
If you step out of line, we'll send our dog to take care of business.
Are you throwing just the shoes over the lines or the whole kid tied?
Depends on the day.
Okay. So how old
Depends
are
on the
yours?
point you want to make.
10, 12,
Absolutely.
14.
Do you know how old Miss Knutson's are?
No, off the top of my head, I believe 10. And then the boy, I believe, is maybe 8. Not sure.
Well, her kids are way older. 14, 12.
That day, you said the kids were picking on each other. You mean your kids, her kids? They
Her
were picking
kids.
on each other.
Just wouldn't leave my kids alone. And I kept telling my
What
kids,
does that mean?
they
What
wouldn't
were
let
they
her,
doing?
at least my 10-year-old, they wouldn't let her go down the street on her bike. They kept screaming just strange stuff to them, inappropriate things.
How did you know this?
My girls came and told me.
Okay, so you
And
were told by-
I've heard them do it before that. And so I just keep telling them, silly talk, ignore them.
Okay,
It's
so that
not.
was
It's July.
sometime on July 17th.
And prior to that, it's just been a long problem, but I just don't bother with it, just leave them alone. I did not confront anybody, actually. My roommate went out there and said, hey guys, this is what I was told. Hey guys, can you just leave Madeline alone?
So what do you know yourself, I guess?
I-
Not
I-
being told by someone, but what did you see?
I saw him go out there. I saw him go, can you just leave him alone? I see her running across the street. So I went out there.
Her is Miss Knudsen.
Miss Knudsen,
She's running across the
street
street.
to my yard again.
But the front yard, the backyard?
Front yard.
Okay, so
She's
Just FYI, according to the internet, the average high temperature in the state of Washington in July ranges from 70 to 85, although the average low temperature ranges from 45 to. Still not quite fur coat weather, but I mean, even Samantha's got on a.
Well, you got to remember, this was from Monday. So whatever Monday's weather was.
Oh, where exactly are they in Washington again? Do you remember?
Thurston County.
All right, let me look up.
screaming. I start screaming. I said, hey, no. And then she starts saying,
Is this that? Is that the rollover or running away from the dog?
That's when
with
she rolled over into the vicious backyard where the dog is kept, Creed, with
and
her
the
9-iron.
Yeah, it's a golf club. I see that now.
Yeah. Miss Knudsen has got ups. Mad ups.
Mad ups.
Kids didn't do anything. And I was like, your kids have been pretty much picking on Maddie all day. I said, they're being bullies. You're being a bully. Keep coming over here screaming at me in my yard. I don't go to your house. And then it got worse. It was a screaming match.
So what did she say? What did you say?
I said, you keep lying about me. You keep saying all this weird stuff about me. You need to knock it off. She called me dirty names, bitch. I think she called me a drug addict. Kind of don't remember much.
No.
It had a lot. Then she spits in my face. Just
so how close was she to you?
Hot to it.
Did she just say it?
Yeah, she just did it. What, dude?
She said it.
Back.
She did the meme.
She said hot to it.
She actually said it. By the way, another thing, I and this is just me, but if somebody spits in my face, if I'm not mistaken, that could be considered assault. No?
Oh yeah, police
So
officers charge people at all time.
So we could call the cops for that also.
How close was she, do you think?
she was about maybe a foot, 2 feet away.
So not maybe
She was like right
shorter
here.
than the width of that table that you're sitting
No,
on,
she was closer than
where
that.
the computer screen is, kind of.
Yeah, about here.
Okay.
And then
so-
she was just there, and we were in my front yard again. Spits on me. I said, it's a felony. She don't fucking care.
Yes.
And
It's a felony.
swinging starts. She grabbed me by the hair. I grabbed her by the hair, trying to get her off me.
swinging starts. What do you mean? So you get spit in the face. Did you swing? Did you respond?
She
Spoiler
grabbed me
alert.
by the hair and I swung.
Okay.
I don't know if I made contact. Think I did. Trying to get her off. I just trying to get her to let go of my hair. It became a hair pulling thing. I don't remember much about the hitting. I
She
just know it.
spits, she grabs your hair,
Right here.
and then you swing, and then
I grabbed her by the back of the hair and I tried to pull her off
Okay,
like this.
So now you're on
She
each
got
other.
a hold of me like this. She pulled my hair out right here, a little bald spot, sometimes in the top of the head.
Is that why we're wearing the hat now? Because we're going to proclaim the bald spot is from the fight with Samantha.
I've seen her sideways, so I know what it looks like. It's not a hat. It's some really ill-fitting giant bandana. I'm telling you.
Maybe it's like a skull cap or like a whatever they call those things. Then
I don't know.
no spitting's. That is just.
Oh, it's gross. It's the most degrading thing you can do to somebody without their permission.
It really is. Yeah, like a skull cap, maybe.
I don't really remember
There's
the bruising
do-rag.
part of the arms. Actually, I don't remember how I was bleeding from this part of my arm.
Ew.
I really don't remember what her injuries would have been because I kind
A lot
of
of bodily fluids
freaked
created.
out. Let go of each other. She looks at me and she's like, I always defended you. And I was like, no, you're lying about me. And she told me I flipped off her kids. I said, no, I didn't. I said, you're lying. Kids are lying.
So the argument continues.
And then
even after
she
you let
goes,
go of each
I
other.
ought to slit your throat. I said, okay, that's threatening. I'm done. Went in the house, called the police. She's screaming down the street. She's calling the police. My neighbors already told me they didn't see some of it or how it started. I don't know how many witnesses she can say she has. That's fine. The police show up. They asked me if I want to press charges. She has a job. She has children.
Oh,
I said,
here we are. Finally, we've called cops. We've gotten to a point where we actually called the law.
And they ask her, do you want to press charges? And I have a feeling she's going to say, it's not a big deal.
That's exactly what she's getting ready to say. 'Cause she's like, nah, she has kids. She's a mom. This. Come on. Bama girl. Welcome.
Okay.
I own my
So
house.
but when she said, what did she say? I ought to slit your throat, or I will slit. What did she say? What did you hear?
I ought to slit your throat.
Okay. So what did you
I
think she
should
was
slit your
just,
throat.
do you think she was just talking, or did
But
you
she-
feel what? What did you think by that statement?
Blown day at work, Your Honor.
She threatened to burn my house down before that. Came at me with a golf club. Kind of believe she, and this is the first time she's physically ever, actually, probably has ever hit me or touched me.
Probably.
So, yeah, kind of believed it. I'm more worried. I just actually don't want to interact. I just want her to stop coming over to my house and yelling at me, screaming at me, threatening me.
Hold on.
You know,
She just got done saying the lady said she was going to slit her throat,
Mhm.
burn
Burn
her
house
house down with her kids in it.
Yeah.
She has spit in her face. She has
Right.
drawn blood.
Right.
She's threatened her with the club. She's saying
Mhm.
she's a drug dealer.
Mhm.
But yet we're like, you know, I just want her to leave me alone.
Yeah, I called the cops. They came out. That's a dog.
By the way, this is the way she looked when the cop showed up. So I mean,
She's
she's wearing that fur coat. Yeah, she said,
Damn.
"Don't mess with Silky. Silky takes her own. We handle things on the street."
She what's she got in one hand? Is that a blade?
Yeah, baby.
Wow.
You cut my throat. I cut your titties off.
want to do anything else to her. I don't want to press charges. I don't want there to be any more problems. We coexisted, I believe, for at least, I think she's been there for 10 years.
All right. It is confirmed on the back of her Subaru. She has a coexist sticker for sure.
No problems. This is weird. It's
Breaking news.
insane. I've never had a problem with her. I don't. And there's been some, every normal issues of neighbors. Maybe we've had some issues, but we usually just separate. We're fine. This is very strange.
We kiss, hug, and make up.
Yeah.
And I don't go to her house. I don't go over there and start banging on her door and screaming at her. It's strange. And I understand maybe it's just, whatever's going on. That's why I don't want to press charges on her. She has an income. She takes care of her kids. She has a family.
What?
I don't want
Some
that.
income.
So we included in the asked app.
Tons of serial killers do too, ma'am.
On that line, we included, or you asked us to include your kids in this order. And everybody lives on the same block and rides their bikes.
Yeah, we live
Do
in
the kids kind of go to school in the same place too?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm not worried about her kids or anybody else.
Ew.
Because she's usually the only one this keeps happening with. So I just thought we just can't talk to each other. That would be great. We just can't,
That's how you get a boo ball.
Kids are kids. Fine. I'm good. Just stop
Okay,
doing
so
this.
Leslie,
That's great.
Don't come to your house. Don't talk to you.
Just don't come
send
to my
anybody
house,
talk to
please.
you.
Stop screaming, over to me. I mean, the next day she was screaming, poor Maddie, poor Emily, my daughter's names, me. And I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
They offered to arrest her that day. And I said, no, I literally I want her to leave me alone. That's it.
All right.
All I asked for. I didn't want to get her.
Tin Man, thank you for the $10 late fee around the fake DoorDasher Express. Thank you. What is this?
She's laying in wait, Creed. She's got a
yeah.
machete. Or maybe it's just a large knife. Who knows? She's waiting. But I'm going to not do anything. I'm just going to say, let bygones be bygones.
Yeah, don't do anything. She has an income, Mikey. She has an income.
In any other things. And then they just said, okay, we'll just go down and get an anti-arrest order. I said, thank you.
That was
all I'm trying
that
to
was
do.
The police that you talked to.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I didn't notice the 1,000 distance.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and then they amended it. I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to get her not to be able to go home. Coexisting is nice. I really don't have a problem with them at all. They do what they do. It's fine.
Mikey said that. He said the exact thing. Well, we're not the police, it's not, but we're gonna go to court.
Yeah, I'll take you here. Just I don't want to hurt her, even though she's threatened me.
Yes,
50 different ways, allegedly,
and my children.
Yes,
but still, she has an income. Yeah, so there's that.
I felt threatened by them.
Okay.
They're fine.
So we said, all right. So this order says no harm from Ms. Knudsen to you and the kids. No contact, and stay. Do not enter your residence. Don't come to your property.
I own it. It's okay. I don't need a landlord to do anything for it. I own the house. I own the property.
Brag.
So it's just me. I mean, I'm happy. Just just stop coming over. Just stop.
Could be, Julie.
Please.
And the kids, that's not an issue, is what
Just
I'm
the two
hearing
girls.
from you. It's just you're just asking an order
Murder.
against Ms. Knutson, not including your kids because they're in
Just
the
my
same
actually
school.
my girls too, because they're kind of
Okay, so how would that work if they're all at the same school and people pick up and drop off and go to
Okay, so
events?
that was the one thing I was going to ask for amendment on is the school. I don't want to mess up her life.
What about the
I think
kids?
she's a fine person. She can go to
If the kids, if they
She's
live
a
so close,
fine person.
is that she just? Oh,
Yes. How is she a fine person?
I don't.
I mean, again, we haven't heard from Miss Knutson yet.
Right.
Her family makes great pretzels.
school. She can be around everybody. It's not that. It really isn't. I just wanted her to stop coming over. And
Okay,
this happening. I don't want the physical stuff to happen. I've never been in a fight. I don't want to do that again. I feel really bad about the whole situation. I really do. I'm so sorry if she could hear me. I really hope she can.
Yeah.
That was horrible, really horrible. Didn't like it. And I just don't want it to happen again, especially around the kids. Kids all saw it. It's crazy.
all right. Okay.
I hope
All
Samantha
right, well, let me
gets off
turn
with
to
this
Ms.
stupid
Knudsen
bitch.
here from her about this order, and Ms. Knudsen, so we've heard a little bit more what the request is here, and you've seen the
Right.
amended order, and it sounds like what's being asked is that you, let me get to that portion of the order, that you exclude and stay away from her, from Ms. Chilson, you stay away from her residence.
Here now, thank you.
Not worried about the kids' school, and her. You have 3 kids listed here. You're just talking about the girl.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, my other son. I have a 20-year-old. That's what I was trying to say.
I have a 12-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 10-year-old.
Yes, my 20-year-old. He is a.
I'm not worried about the 20-year-old.
She forgot
You have
she has 4
children,
kids.
And you just said you're girls.
Yeah,
Girls.
my 14-year-old.
They're all- Connor's a girl.
Connor's a boy.
Okay, so do you care about the 14-year-old to be in this petition?
Yes, that would be fine.
So you mean your 2 girls, Emily and Madeline, and Connor?
Yes, I just figured I'd put the minor children. The adult child doesn't need to be involved in.
Yeah, he could deal with himself. So, all right. Well, Ms. Knudsen, what would you like to say about all these allegations and
So
what the do?
going back to the December 3rd incident, I have security cameras at the time that were rolling. I captured the entire incident. And
No.
while yes, I did jump over her fence, that was to go retrieve my husband. And yes, there were some choice words exchanged.
Wait, why was the husband? Why was
Okay,
the
so the husband was pissed off. I guess it had to do with the dog attack that we were talking about.
Okay. Did Fur Coat ever talk about the husband coming over there?
No,
I don't believe I remember.
no.
hearing that.
Maybe she likes him.
Samantha, please don't let me down. We're starting out good here. You got security cameras. We've introduced a new character to the whole thing. Are we going to find out? I'm going to be really let down when she gets to her explanation of why the judge doesn't have the video. I hope that she submitted it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, she got late notice, remember?
Oh, she did. You're right.
talked
She
about it at the
still
very
said-
beginning.
All right. Okay. I forgot about that part. The judge did give her a chance to say, hey, if you want to take some time, because it's just okay. All right. All right. So the husband is over to Fur Coat's place, causing a ruckus, causing a stir, maybe. I had to have because she went barreling over a fence.
Oh, she went Jackie Chan over the
Tell me
fence. Yeah.
what happened? You say you retrieved your husband. What happened on
So,
December 30th?
There had
Greg's?
been, she had her brother living with her at her home or staying with her temporary, whatever the situation may have been. He was a person who, under my
Tell me
understanding.
what happened with your husband. Why was he there, and why
So-
did you have to retrieve him?
So there was a known tweaker vehicle driving down our road, constantly going to her home.
Well, it's a DoorDash, Samantha, the DoorDash.
Creed,
On this particular-
it's known.
No,
It's a
tweak,
known
tweaker car.
tweaker vehicle, son.
Does it have a coexist sticker on the back of it by any chance? Just one.
Known.
evening we witnessed that individual and her brother-in-law or brother, whatever he is, exchange some kind of material that fell on the ground. They retrieved it, whatever. It is a known drug truck that has gone through the town. Everyone knows who this vehicle belongs to.
So what happened?
So then my
Your
husband, he was angry about this, that there was drugs going on next door to us. So he went over and was like, you need to stop this, put an end to it. We all have kids here. Take it somewhere else. There's obviously.
Uh-oh. Ms. Knudsen, if you
Oh,
can
she
hear
creed
us,
frame.
your camera is closing.
You got me.
Oh my goodness, I'm
She
sorry.
got
All
me.
right, you're back. You're back. I can hear you
The
now.
Wi-Fi.
So
is
your
like
husband
flat.
goes over and he's mistaken about what's happened. It was a DoorDash thing. And
It wasn't
he's
a DoorDash though, because I have it all on my cameras that wasn't a DoorDash. So there were some choice words of them screaming at each other about drugs and blah, blah. She's trying to say it's a DoorDash, it's not a DoorDash. She tried to show us something. There was no food that she was showing us, just a piece of paper from standing back.
So then your husband's over there and you're hearing.
I'm
something
hearing
and
him
so
from
you-
my porch.
I'm hearing a headboard bang against it. Viagra Man said, thank you, 5 votes. Home of doomsday preppers and meth. Oh, the Washington State Fair.
Yeah, Weird Al.
Hell yeah. Weird Al, one of the best concerts I have ever seen, hands down, out of
Must see.
hundreds of shows. For reals.
Yelling. I'm
Right.
on my back porch and I'm trying
And
to
then
yell at
why
him.
did you get involved? Why
I
did
went
you get
over
in-
there to go get him, to tell him to knock it off, to come home.
Okay.
Essentially, it
And
was
how
like,
did that-
let they come
and
home.
How did that go? What did you do?
It
You
was
went
like
over
a
the fence.
30-second ordeal of us screaming at each other, knock it off, knock it off. I'm not doing this. Yes, you are, kind of deal. I never threatened to burn her house down, especially with her children in it. As she said herself, I'm a mother myself. I'm not here to threaten any harm to any children. So we took him home. The police showed up. We showed the police officers our footage of what transpired and everything. Showed that it wasn't a DoorDash driver, they knew which vehicle it was also that pulled down that road and stopped there. And then it was just, okay, we'll just don't engage with them, leave it alone.
Is that it?
Officer,
Drug Dash. That's the tweaker vehicle.
Yeah. With his mullet. He's got
it
a mullet,
almost-
bro.
The top of the truck almost has a bit of a that cyber truck feel to it.
Hey,
Shape.
can't have money.
That's right.
just went about their way. And then there was no other incident ever again until within, I think, a month and a half ago of the dog issue.
Right. Do you
And
think that was sometime in May or somewhere around there?
it had to be probably more June. I think school was about to get out. So still
Okay.
early June, maybe late May, yeah.
Okay.
Maya.
So my kids are outside playing. She has a pit bull that is pretty unruly. They have to chase down the road multiple times, run after. Haven't had to do it for quite some time, especially since I yelled at him. But the dog came into my yard and went after my daughter, and she had cowboy boots on. Thankfully, it bit her ankle, and I had randomly, I don't know why there was like 3 golf clubs on my porch, but I grabbed the golf club to walk up, and because my dog and this dog were in the scuffle.
People are setting out props for these fights now. They just show up out of nowhere. I don't know where the garbage cans came from. They just showed up.
Nobody in my family even plays golf. So that was the really surprising part for me when I saw 3 clubs to choose from.
Yeah. People just dropping off props. We fight so much.
Love it at the time to like get in between them, break them up. The dog then jumped over our fence, went through our back alley and jumped over her broken fence and back into her yard. And I watched the dog run into her back sliding glass door. And so by the time I had walked around, still with the golf club, because my adrenaline was wondering where the dog is, knocked on the door, told her that if her dog ever comes in my yard again, I will shoot it and to keep it in the house. I didn't threaten. She's like, get rid of your weapon. I threw.
She creed framed again.
Oh no. You froze again. Hope you come back. There you are again. Okay, so your golf club in hand. You said if it ever comes back, you're going to shoot the dog.
Yeah,
and then
she said, "You have a weapon in your hand. Put your weapon down." I threw the golf club down on the ground, which is probably still in her yard at this point.
Damn, they don't clean up shit.
I'm not using this golf club to threaten you. I had it in my hand still because my adrenaline was rushing, breaking up this dog fight. and whatnot. And then ever since, I've never seen the dog in. There was no.
Okay, the connection's lost.
Martha, that is fantastic. I love to hear it. Let us know how it looks.
I've ordered some very good stuff too. So you just wait. I'll be start adorning the screen with it as well.
Ooh, nice. Here we are. We started the show thinking that I was going to have some Creed frames. Little did we know it was going to be Knudsen.
By the way, she ran all the way around the house, jumped the fence again, and went into their backyard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
Here's my initial reaction, and a couple of you in the chat, I'm siding with you that I think that over at the Furco place, there might be a little bit more going on than she's letting on. Or there is more to the story than what we're hearing as far as a reasoning why we're
not involving the police as much because there might be some activities that we don't want the law to find out about.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. There just seems to be some holes in the storyline. There doesn't seem to it doesn't sound like, usually the neighbor's doing this or the neighbor's doing that, and it pisses me off. And so I'm going to do this and piss them off. And things like that. Property lines, you got,
and people are quick to call the law these days. Quick.
Sure.
Over nothing.
But where did this all start? I guess the dog, maybe.
The dog trying to bite the kid, biting the kid while they're riding the bike, unruly dog. Them also confronting them, Creed, about seeing what they consider to be a hand-to-hand transaction of a known tweaker vehicle with her said brother that was staying there.
Well,
again, maybe them being a little nosy because they already having issues with them and they're just looking for something to go after them with.
That's entirely possible too.
Like she said,
don't forget about the roommate. Could be all his orchestration. Maybe the husband was over there with the male roommate. Maybe that's
no. The husband was there to confront about the drugs.
Oh, that's right. Or a cockfighting ring. You never know what's going on.
Dogs are already fighting. They've already started. They've gone into business for themselves.
That's a good point. Or they're building a golf course. I don't
know. Again, we'll wait for it to come back, I hope.
Sorry. It's a black hole.
There we go.
Wi-Fi.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right. So let's.
She gone.
So that. Let me understand your point of view. What? We've lost her altogether. Knudsen, you there?
I'm trying.
I'm
trying.
Is the judge's name Kalo? Kalo, yoo-hoo.
Your video.
Cox.
I can hear you.
Will.
And
well, that's her last.
There, I can see you. Okay. So how about let's talk about. You think the next event was July 17th?
The next event would have been the 17th of July.
17th of July.
Earlier, I had the entire day off.
Bishop's birthday.
I always work about 10 to 4 o'clock on Wednesdays. But for some reason, I randomly had the day off. Late that morning, probably about 10 to 11:30, I leave my front doors open when I'm home during the day. We leave airflow going. She drove by my house. We are on a dead end. There's 4 houses, and I'm at the stop sign. And she stopped her car to line up with my porch and my front door. And she flipped my 10-year-old daughter off who was standing in the doorway and called her a little bitch. And then I told my kid.
That's just not right. Don't do that kind of thing to a child.
So a 10-year-old?
Yeah, that's a little kid, man. You can't do that. I mean, let's keep it amongst the adults, shall we? I mean, we're keeping the drug dealing and things like that amongst it. Why should we involve the children?
A little bitch.
Always.
Doodle Mom, thank you. Some beer money. I'll take it. I need some.
Doodle Mom, you're the best.
Thank you.
Don't let anybody tell you any different.
Thank you.
Thank you. Blessings.
Kids, don't engage with her. Leave them alone. Ignore them. Do not even have contact. Don't talk to them. Just let it go. Went about the day fine. My kids hadn't interacted with her at all. We had gone grocery shopping. We'd been out of the house for majority of the day. My
Big
husband
day.
returned home.
They call that a vacation day there at Samantha's house.
Probably about 4 o'clock. He's a heavy equipment operator, so he brought his truck and mini excavator home. And so we unloaded the equipment, and for about 3 hours, we sat there on the equipment in our backyard, taking out our fire pit, our garden beds, and then just letting the kids play.
With heavy
on it.
equipment?
I parked the machine at our neighbor's house directly across from us.
Hold on. She's driving the excavator?
Her roommate
I think
Eric
so.
came out yelling at my kids. And I turned the machine off, pulled the arm up to put it in park and get off of it. And by that time, Rachel's also coming out of her house, screaming and yelling that my children were sexually assaulting her children.
Oh, God.
And that they need to leave them alone.
Wait a minute, her kids are the younger kids.
Later, there was some choice made.
The younger kids are assaulting, assaulting
Yes.
the older kids?
Allegedly now. Why did we not lead with this? Why are we waiting until the end to get to this part?
And she didn't even mention that in her part about her kids are busy diddling my kids.
Allegedly.
The 8-year-old took on the 14-year-old. It was crazy.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay. I didn't see that coming. I guess were we waiting to bring on that one just in case she felt like she might not be winning at that point and just wants to really, the mic drop?
Okay.
I don't know where I am on this. I don't
either.
I don't know. I think that fur coat seems a little cray. Samantha, I don't know. I still I just don't see her doing a lot of this, but she has admitted to jumping over the fence anyway.
I see her being a badass though. She was talking about driving the excavator and stuff.
Digging flower beds,
sitting around a fire pit, chugging a few beers. Yeah, kids are probably little shits.
Yeah, I'm like straddling the fence, if you will.
Natalie straddling us in a long time.
Appropriate to repeat in here said, I never went into her yard. I stayed we have a corner fence. I stayed at the corner of the fence on my side, like in the front. We're still in the road. And choice words were exchanged. We got to the point of where I said, you initiated this entire problem today by driving past my house and flipping my daughter off and calling her a little bitch. And she said, do you want to see me flip someone off?
Little bitch.
Shoved her middle finger into my face and hit me in the face.
Oh,
and that is when I then turned, spit on her, and then we each grabbed each other's hair and blows started to go.
All right, so all right, so now we're getting that. Now we're to the fight.
All right, so this is so all the word salad she gave us with moving parts over there earlier. Now it's all come to a head. We've all pushed it together.
Yeah.
This was the confrontation. She comes barreling off of the excavator. She says, you want to see me flip off somebody? Bam! Yeah. Hit Samantha in the face with the old one finger salute. Next thing you know, she said, oh, bitch, it's on now. They grab each other's hair and they're going to blows, daddy.
Gotta give him that huck to it.
Oh, yeah, and she spit on her, too. Yeah.
She admitted to the spitting, kind of.
Okay. So you said you never came onto her property, but she was that close to you. Can you tell me how that works?
We were in the street, kind of street.
Oh, they took it to the street, bro.
That's how you do it.
Kind of deal.
All right, so there wasn't a fence or anything between you. You were
we were just
areas.
in front of my fence, kind of deal.
All right.
She had hit me in the face by flipping me off that way. And the blows just transpired. I told her to go sit down, go in the house, go call the cops. She went and sat on her front porch and called the police officers. And then within 10 minutes, they were there. And I talked to one officer. She talked to the other. The officer I talked to took pictures of all of my injuries and determined that from my story and her story that I acted in self-defense because she had put her hands on me.
I can't consider anything that someone who's not here in court.
Understandable.
Cross-examine, and I understand you thinking. All right, so this hair pulling. What about this allegation that you said I ought to slit your throat after all this hair pulling and this?
I did not say that.
Okay.
I would not have said those choice of words. Those are not my choice of words. They're
choice words.
I would have said, but that's
choice.
All right. So Okay, let's see if I got.
Is she having a breakdown?
I agree that there wasn't.
I think not. You're cool and old. Yeah. Did you see that? It was very, very quick. But she's like, what do you think that is?
She said, I heard her mumble. She said, I should have pressed charges.
Well, she should have. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Fluffy, welcome.
Salt to each other. How
Completely
it
untrue.
started is in disagreement. What was said is in disagreement. And then Ms. Chilson calls the police. They appear, and I don't think I've got anything.
I should have pressed charges.
And so, all right. If I have any other questions of you here.
Took her that long to figure it out.
I mean, I want to make it very clear that I also want no other further.
I want to make it very clear. I want to burn down her house with her child and all the kids in it. That's what I want to make clear. Okay, Your Honor?
Whatsoever. Like she says, we've lived next to each other. I moved in December 13th of 2013, and she was already there. And I plan to not have any other ever again interactions with her, ever.
Oh, she's breaking down.
And you've got a couple of kids,
Yes, I do. I have a 10-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old son.
and they all play on the street and go to the same school with.
Yep, they ride the bus. In fact, our daughters were in the same 4th grade class together.
Mazel tov.
And, all right.
This is a tough one because remember the kids are included in this.
So,
Mhm.
all right. Well,
Oh,
Oh,
God.
she's getting loud now.
let me see if I have any further questions of you before I.
I like how the judge
It was very wrong for not pressing
didn't
charges.
really entertain like a couple of outlandish parts of this. You know, like didn't even bother asking. Like the
All
essay.
right, so this is not a good neighbor situation, it sounds like. And so unfortunately, so Ms. Chilson, because of the rules that I have to follow, I can't consider that handwritten note from Mr. Burnett,
It's fine.
because it's not under penalty of perjury, and therefore then I have to consider he's not here then, you
That's
know,
okay.
and I can't evaluate his credibility and can't be cross-examined and that sort of thing. So I really can't consider what's in there against
She don't like you
Ms.
either.
Knudsen.
She wrote that.
And then when I hear from both of you, you're both credible, you're both believable. I don't know what happened, but it sounds like
I did not hit first.
it sounds like there was a mutual event. There's, you know, who do
I was trying.
I'm not asking you to comment. I'm ruling, I'm not finding that there's enough evidence to issue this order
Wow.
against Ms. Chilson, against Ms. Knudsen. But I think this has been pretty darn instructive. Now you got kids who go to the same school. You're all going to go to events. You're all going to maybe pick up, drop off. You're all going to be at the school, the bus stop, whatever. So there's, you know, neither one of you wants anything to do with each other. When I issue an order, we have to be kind of careful because someone can go to jail if they violate it. Now, I see that there's been a lot back and forth. So I can't issue this order finding that there's any more unlawful harassment committed by Ms. Knudsen than against Ms. Chilson or Ms. Chilson against Ms. Knudsen. So
They admitted to a lot of it.
Yeah.
sounds like stay on everybody's side of the fence. Tell your husband to stay on his side of the fence. You know, self-help, that's not it. If someone thinks there's
Right, thank you.
in the neighborhood, then you call the cops. You don't do self-help.
Self-help.
And you don't grab hair and you don't assault each other and you don't cause bruises and you don't do all that.
You don't bother nobody.
Maybe, unfortunately, you know, the cops sent you here, Ms. Chilson, and sometimes that can solve it, but this really isn't something I can issue an order on. Now,
Thank you, Flusher.
I hope nothing else happens, but this will be
Oh,
considered
it will.
in relationship to that if anything else happens.
She's already getting up.
Don't
Yeah,
talk to each
she's
other.
mad.
Obviously, neither one of you wants anything to do with the other. And so I'm denying the order at this stage. So that's it. Ms. Knutson and Ms. Chilson, I'll write an order to that effect. And that's all for today. I'm sorry that you're so aggrieved. But I have to go by the law and the evidence. So you can both be on your way if you like.
Thanks, ma'am. Have a good day.
So long.
Lie your ass off.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, hey now, Michelle, you here to see this? Holy shit, love
Look
it.
at that.
That's I think that was stolen from Rob. I'm pretty sure.
That does look very Rob
Look
Eastwood.
at that. That is great. And it's raining. I love
Oh
it.
my gosh, a little bit of
Wow.
everything.
Wow. See,
Full motion.
this is progress. We got Ivy now. I just want to stare at
Going
it.
places, Creed. What a crazy case.
That really was. I think she got it right. I'm wondering about the rage quit at the end and the tears. I think that she actually did have maybe a little bit of a come to Jesus moment with that she should have pressed charges or done a little more than that. That's what the cops are for the most part. You know what? Maybe she couldn't have though. Sometimes some
Mutual combat. Sometimes, you know.
some places they'll say, "No, it's a civil matter. We can't get into that." I don't know.
I think it's definitely fair because here is they pretty much copped to everything that was on the table, the big stuff with the golf club and running up at the house and the accusations of the tweaker truck, all kinds of things. That is very Wrigley Field-esque.
Yeah, of course, if it was all true. But they did cop to some of the, like Mikey just said.
Yeah, some of the big stuff.
Fitting. So, I don't know.
You gotta remember what they say, Creed. Love thy neighbor, unless they're married.
Oh,
that can get you in trouble.
We did not ever. We're just assuming that the husband was over there.
It seemed like going after for the drug thing too. He was. He seemed like he was the top guy on the tweaker truck situation.
That's Johnny Piggy, thank you for the 2 votes. The fake DoorDasher Express, Randy, number 1 with a big 10. Sweet Tea flushes back. Tin Man with a late fee. Kiernoth, Viagra Mancer, Doodle Mama, and C. Dwight and Tiny Piggy.
Oh, Tiny Piggy's on the caboose. This might be the end of this, but don't worry. There's tons more of great excitement with the Wild Woman Wednesday continuing at 4:05 over on Credence and Mikey. That's right. If you're watching over on We Got a Case, you need to head there at 4:05. But don't worry, We Got a Case because you got your members only coming up at 5:30 today, Eastern time. So you don't want to miss it. It's always a packed house. Standing room only, some would say.
Well, if we were in a closet. But it is for some reason always during We Got a Case, the chat is
on fire.
Always on fire.
On fire.
So enjoy it while it lasts.
Yes, because you never know. So make sure you check that out. As well as there's been several uploads today on both channels. So make sure you go back and check that out. One with Judge Simpson in a very wild case. I know a lot of people put up this case yesterday, but I've cut it down to the meat and taters, brother, as well as breaking down the video of the assault in question with arrows and everything. So make sure you go and check that out. Shortened version but with all the excitement, as well as Judge DeSanto and Judge Boy videos going up across both channels. So until the next time, stay safe, stay hard, stay tuned. Creed will have his world's largest apple on tomorrow, so be ready for that. Bye now.